I've got an important crypto update. Guys, Wall Street is taking over crypto. We all know that when BlackRock filed for that spot Bitcoin ETF, that was really a big moment. At the same time, it was also a signal that things were getting ready to shift in crypto in a huge way. Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, recently revealed that he had had over 600,000 customer inquiries regarding people wanting to get in on Bitcoin, his customers. And you know that got his attention. BlackRock entering into the Bitcoin arena is the largest endorsement that's possible for Bitcoin. BlackRock, together with the likes of Fidelity, Invesco, WisdomTree, Valkyrie, Deutsche Bank, and a growing list of investment firms, they're going to bring over $20 trillion to the Bitcoin party. But the buying frenzy has not yet begun because there's still some pieces to the puzzle that these guys are wanting to put in place. And that brings me to the most recent Bitcoin news. The SEC has now pushed back against the spot Bitcoin ETF filings for Fidelity and BlackRock. They specifically said that these filings were not sufficiently clear and comprehensive. They cited that their concern was regarding the proposed custodian Coinbase and respectively the other crypto exchanges. The SEC claims that they're not sufficiently regulated, or in other words, they have yet to come and bow the knee. Both BlackRock and Fidelity quickly confirmed they were in the process of refiling. But what is really going on here? Well, BlackRock, these guys have been approved for their ETF filings in the past 575 times out of 576 times. So we know that the odds only favor BlackRock getting approved. Gary Gensler is not a man of power that's somehow holding back the process. In my view, this is a charade. Now, how do we know that that's true? Well, the Bitcoin price remained unchanged, which means it was a non-news event, or it was expected. So here's what's really happening. They're trying to get their teeth into Coinbase. BlackRock is not in the business of competition. That's beneath them. They only understand the power of being the only show in town. This whole deal with Coinbase is to get ruling control over the only retail crypto exchange that's currently operating in the US. And from that well-timed SEC lawsuit against Coinbase to only weeks later, the announcement that BlackRock was pursuing a spot Bitcoin ETF in partnership with Coinbase, them acting as the custodial arm of that arrangement, to then the SEC saying that the problem with giving BlackRock that spot ETF is Coinbase not being up to regulatory compliance. So they dangled this carrot in front of Coinbase only to try to get their teeth into Coinbase. Now, I think Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase, is a smart guy, and I think this guy's a fighter. He's actually been, in my eyes, a trustworthy guy on the front lines of crypto. But I think he's currently facing the biggest challenge of his crypto career. So what's happening with BlackRock, Coinbase, and the SEC? What's happening is that this was all planned by BlackRock. These guys are working to control the whole crypto game with no loose strings. The proposed revisions to the SEC filing is that BlackRock will now be an SSA for Coinbase. You say, well, what's that? What's an SSA? Well, in simple terms, it means they're going to co-sign the deal by being the responsible party. They will be the party of trust to make sure that Coinbase stays legit by keeping an eye on all of Coinbase's books. BlackRock will enter into an SSA agreement with Coinbase, which stands for Surveillance Sharing Agreement. And that's going to entitle BlackRock to complete insight into Coinbase's most sensitive data. They're going to have access to three important areas: market trading activity, clearing activity, and customer identification. So they're going to know everything that they want to know about what's going on with that US retail customer, allowing them to have a very firm grip on Coinbase with very few limitations on the US crypto market. BlackRock isn't playing around. This reminds me of that scene in It's a Wonderful Life. So when that old decrepit dude tries to hire George Bailey to work for him because George was providing compassionate and honest, low-profit housing for the masses, he was slowly chipping away at the evil dude's financial empire. And so in this case, Brian Armstrong, the new George Bailey, has been brought into the big house, and the question is control over crypto, the masses, and perhaps his soul. That's all on the auction block. It's going to be interesting to see what he does. In the movie It's a Wonderful Life, George Bailey sees through the plans and he calls the bad guy a bad, pathetic old man. And at the end, it's a happy ending. All the people that he's helped come together to make him the richest man in town, with the conclusion being that there's always more power in the hands of the people than there is in the market manipulators like Larry Fink from BlackRock and Gary Gensler from the SEC. I cannot make this more clear. The SEC has been behind the crypto manipulation. From turning a blind eye to FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried to ignoring the targeted crypto attack against Terra Luna and TUSD. It's absolutely within their control. They could have gone after the criminals. All of that cost retail traders billions of dollars. You know Sam's going to end up on house arrest, and nobody's going to be held accountable for the malicious attack against Terra Luna that cost so many people their life savings. All of these news events are unfolding so quickly that their plans of market manipulation are just becoming more and more obvious. The problem that they're running into is that they're running out of time. Phase 1 of the Bitcoin bull run has begun, and these guys are doing everything they can to get positioned before Bitcoin explodes. That spot Bitcoin ETF is likely going to launch into the market just in time for the Bitcoin halving and the Bitcoin markup phase. Now, I'm going to update you guys on the outcome of that bullish buy signal that Bitcoin was flashing, and I'm going to let you know how that turned out. But if you need to open a new trade account, the investment app moomoo is offering to 1x your money. When you open and fund a moomoo account with $100, they're going to give you $100. Plus a chance at 5 free stocks. Each of those could be worth $2,000. Moomoo is a more sophisticated platform for doing the research, tracking significant news events, and they have the best earnings calendar out of all the retail trade platforms. I use Moomoo every day, and I host a chat group on the app called Stock Josh Fam. You can double your money, get your free stock, and then you can come find me over on that Moomoo app. All right, I gave you guys the technicals about the huge bullish buy signal that's closed this last month in June, the 20 SMA on the monthly chart. And we did officially close above the line. So that is a confirmed buy signal. What I see is that the bears are trapped across the board on stocks and crypto, and the market is out hunting and skinning them alive because it's extremely profitable business. The bear fur trade is where the money's been at for Wall Street. What they did is they had everybody conditioned that the apocalypse recession or the mother of all bubbles was right around the corner, and that all you guys could do was to get yourself positioned in a bearish stance, shorting the market or buying put options. Everybody got loaded up in the inverse ETFs, only for them to turn around and push the markets higher and higher all of 2023. The minute that all the bears give up and they finally go long, that's when the markets are going to begin to fall. But right now, people are still holding on to that bearish narrative. They just keep loading up higher and higher, thinking at some point it's got to turn around. It's when they quit fighting and they go with the flow upwards, that's when the markets will have a parabolic move, and then they will turn around and crash from that point forward. If Bitcoin does pull back to 28K, it is just to set the bait so that they can then push Bitcoin higher into the next range above. Now, I'm not falling for that. I'm locked and loaded in my full Bitcoin position, and I'm waiting for the move up. Now, let's quickly go into the charts, and I want you guys to look at the fib trend-based extension for Bitcoin. This does not tell you where Bitcoin's going to go next, but it will give you an idea of what the Bitcoin trade range will be next. The 20 SMA breaker is what told me that Bitcoin was going higher, but the fib trend extension is what tells me what the range moving forward might be. The trade range that we're currently in is that burgundy band between the 25K and the 31K, and you can see that we've been moving in that band. And the next band above, if we break into that zone, is going to be between 31 and 37. So keep that in mind. Much higher zone. So we're in a tightening range around that 28 to 31K. And if we break up into the next zone, the top of that zone is 37,000. So I want you guys to see that that's really the opportunity on the table. There's only one solution to being an investor in the crypto space right now, and that is to be decentralized with your crypto. You want to get it off the centralized exchanges. You want to get your own seed phrase protected cold storage wallet, and you want to learn how to use the decentralized exchanges. That's all I've got for you guys today. I want you guys to, we need to enjoy our freedom over this weekend because it's truly something to be held sacred. There's people out there that would love to take your freedom away from you and build their wealth on your back. So let's just remember this weekend to cherish the freedom we have, and let's resolve ourselves to giving it up to no one. Thanks for all the likes. Hit that subscribe to get the next update. Peace and blessings. We'll see you in the chat.